Greetings again, my QA is here. This is second part of video about installation of Jenkins on AWS with Java, with Selenium, with Moodle application. So in the first part of video, we finished our Jenkins installation. So we installed Jenkins, we installed before that Java, Chrome driver, binary, Google Chrome driver, and the initial installation. Now it's time to continue with Python. So first of all, let's check if we do have Python already installed on our virtual machine. So we just running command python 3 -- version, press enter. So it says cannot open file version, so no such file or directory. Okay, it means that we don't have Python installed. Let's check the next commands. So if Python 3 is not installed on AWS instance, we have to run, first of all, command just to update all our available binaries one more time. The next step, sudo apt install software properties common. So we actually build in a dependency tree for our future installation of Python. This command will open repository, and please guys check on this side. So if you see this message, the third-party Python modules, sources, nightly, builds, and so on and so on. So this is absolutely okay. Just press, you see it says press enter to continue or control S to cancel edit. So we have to press continue, okay? So this is additional step that we have to continue with. Okay, we got it. The next step, sudo apt update. We again updated our repository after our two commands. And let's run the main one, sudo apt install python 3.9. Let's say if in the next weeks or months or years, it's going to be a new version. So just change the version number python 3.9 to python let's say 3.11 or 3.15, whatever. Okay, just press enter after. After this operation, 19.4 megabytes of additional disk space will be used. You want to continue? Yes, I want, and I'm typing yes, and press enter. Installation in progress. All right, we got it, and finally we check in the version. It's not necessary to be 3.9 because right now Python and Ubuntu Linux is trying to get the latest available and stable version. So yeah, on my side it's 3.8.10, which is close to 3.9, and it's not a 2.7. 2.7 is not compatible. So version starting 3.5 or 3.6, yeah, we're good with that. The next step, to install our virtual environment, and the next in the future we'll install Selenium, we'll start Faker and PyTest libraries. We have to install the package manager in Python called pip or pip. Just run this command, dependency tree. Now it's asking after this operation 185 megabytes of additional disk space will be used. Do you want to continue? Yes, we want to continue because we need Python 3 and pip manager. Type Y, press enter. All right, so the next command, when we install Python 3 pip, it's going to be check the pip version. So pip 3, because it Python 3 version, we're using the same algorithm, the same pattern, Python 3 and pip 3. Okay, we got it. Command is called pip -- version. Don't forget about space in between. So pip version 20.0.2, it's a good version. Yeah, so we can work with this version, honestly. The next step, we have to install a virtual environment or VIV. So we're running command sudo, so we have to execute this command with sudo permissions. Pip install virtual env. Okay, just run it. Okay, that's it. Super simple installation. And we have to check the version again. So the version is virtual env version 20.13, which is it's a good version. Okay, in the next videos, if you will run a pip command, you will see, yeah, like the newest versions, 21, 22, 25, and so on and so on. Okay, so now it's time actually to try to run Jenkins. We have to leave these commands at this time. We don't need to install at this moment them, but we have to try to run Jenkins. So how can we do that? We are going back to our EC2 instance. We are clicking on this ID. So if you see this message SSH client, just click by this ID. Okay. If you do not see this ID, just go to your instances again and just click by your running instance. I have all other instances, but they are stopped. But I have only one running instance. This is for Jenkins server. Just click by ID. Okay, please pay attention to this section. It's called public IPv4 address. We have to copy, just click by this icon. So this is my address. On your side will be your different address because it's dynamic IP address. Okay, make a new tab, paste your IP address, colon, and the port we opened, 8080. Hit enter. Okay, so the good news, Jenkins is running, but Jenkins is asking you to unlock um, this password, because right now we have to just go to this location using our terminal, using Ubuntu server. We have to go to this file, and this is not directory, so this is a file. It's called initial admin password. So we have to use cat command, C-A-T, and this address just to get initial Jenkins password. So it's going to be a big big amount of numbers and symbols. Let me show you. So just copy this address, open your terminal. Let's start with sudo cat, and then just paste your address and press enter. On my side, this is my number. On your side will be probably a different number. Just copy, go here, administrator password, paste it. It's not visible, do you see? And select continue on the bottom right. No, we don't need to check. We don't need to just check passwords and save passwords. Okay, customize Jenkins. So we have two options. Plugins extend Jenkins with additional features to support many different needs. So if you want to simplify the process, I recommend you install suggested plugins, and Jenkins will install plugins for you. It will be big amount of numbers, big amount of plugins and options. But I think I can show you another option. This option is called select plugins to install, because for our Jenkins Selenium Python installation, we don't need to install everything that Jenkins wants to install. But I can show you what modules, what libraries we have to install. Okay, just click select plugins to install, and big list. Jenkins, yeah, right now it's suggesting you to install this build timeout, credentials, binding. So let's click by none at this time. So deselect all of them. And we have to select, I can show you in the file. So this is called credentials bindings and Git. So let's start with Git. So we just Git, GitHub, Git plugin. Yeah, so just type Git. Okay, so this is called Git. This plugin integrates Git with Jenkins. Okay, just select this Git. Okay, do not press by install yet. Remove Git from this list, and credentials binding. So we have to use these credentials, like it says allow credentials to be bound to environment variables to use from miscellaneous build steps. So how it works, when we will store our Jenkins credentials, we have to store them somewhere in Jenkins. So I mean Git credentials. So for these purposes, we can use credentials binding, and this option will give us to store Git username, Git security code, yeah, and all information related to Git integration with Jenkins. So select credentials binding. We actually selected two modules. It's called credentials binding and Git, nothing else. We don't need to install Selenium, we don't need to install Chrome driver, nothing else. Okay, just click install. Okay, other than that, after Git and credentials binding, Jenkins is installing all these additional modules and libraries. Yeah, We just need to wait for them. This section is about create a first admin user. So we have to provide information, what's going to be a username, password, confirm password, full name, and email address. I recommend to use something super simple that we can never forget. So let's say admin and password. Again, if you wish, you can change them later. But just for the first one, for the first admin user, maybe something super simple just for training purposes. Okay, confirm password is going to be password, full name, Mike Pavlov will be enough, and my email address. Okay, so just provide this information, save, and continue. Google is trying to save the password. You know, guys, we can save the password, but the problem is Amazon is always giving you like the new dynamic IP address. So if you save this username and password for this IP address, but tomorrow you will run the same instance with the same Jenkins stuff, and it's going to be absolutely different IP address. So that it doesn't make any sense to save username and password because IP address will be dynamic, will be always new, right? That's why not. Okay, instance configuration. Jenkins will be opened and we'll use this IP address and this port. Yeah, I don't have any issues with that. Save and finish. Jenkins is ready. Your Jenkins setup is complete. Start using Jenkins. Okay, I started. So we have a good news. We have Jenkins. Jenkins is running on the correct IP address and correct port, which is good. We don't have any jobs yet. But we can check that we installed remember that two plugins. First one I'm interested in, it's called Git, and second one is called Credentials Bindings. Let's go to Manage Jenkins section on the left. This section is interesting for us. It's called Manage Plugins. We can add, remove, disable, install plugins. We don't have any updates. It's also good news. Installed. This section is about our install plugins. So I'm interested in Git plugin. Yes, I do see it. And also I'm interested in credentials binding plugins. So allow credentials to be saved in our Jenkins environment. Okay, we good news. We have good news. Right now, let me just look at the next step. Now we have to check, go back to our instance. We have to check the Git version. So you will also have this information in your document. So Git version is 2.25.1, which is okay. So do you see, I didn't install Jenkins, but Ubuntu, Distributive Linux, and Amazon AWS already just gave me this option. So Git is already installed. Right? We can save our time. Okay, but now I can show you something really important. So right now, if you try to run your job, let's say if you want to get information from your repository, so Selenium AWS, let's say if you copy your uh, repository and you will try to use in Jenkins, Jenkins will tell you, yeah, something incorrect. Let me just show you this. So let's say we have to create a new job in Jenkins. We have to click on create a job. Because guys, you see, I installed only two plugins. I don't have like many different options, which is okay for now. For testing purposes, more than enough. I have only one template. It's called Freestyle Project. Okay, so name of my Freestyle project will be Python Selenium Moodle. Okay, guys, we will use this name, Python Selenium Moodle. I'm selecting Freestyle Project and I'm clicking OK. Description is up to you. So you can just say this job is to run Python Selenium with Moodle app on Jenkins dot. That's it. Okay, so this job is to run Python Selenium or Python with Selenium or Python using Selenium with Moodle application on Jenkins. We have to scroll a little bit down. The source code management. Let's try to use Git. So when you select Git, you have a few fields to fill. Actually, one, but repository URL. So this open field to copy and paste your your Git repository address. Please keep in mind we have to select SSH connection because HTTP connection has been deprecated. So it's possible to run and get access, but SSH connection is only stable and secure for Git, for Jenkins, and between them. Okay, so just copy SSH address. Going back to our modal one Jenkins, and look at this. When I'm trying to paste this address, it says fail to connect the repository. Command git ls remote return status code 128. So we could not read from remote repository. Question why? Because Git right now is getting some requests from Jenkins from this server, from 35 182, and Git has no idea what is that. So who is trying to connect to? Right? So Git is blocking this request because we didn't say, hey Git, you can just trust this server. My server is safe to use. This is me. I'm the owner of your GitHub repository. So you have to trust me, right? Git doesn't know about that right now. I mean, sorry, GitHub, right? Git is just technology. So we have to make this connection. Yes, we have to make this connection for our integration between Jenkins and between GitHub. Okay, they will know each other after. They will trust each other after. Okay, so but these actions I will show you right now. The first step, we have to open our terminal. And because we already have installed Git, we have to generate SSH keys on our Ubuntu AWS server. Command is here. It's called SSH-keygen together without spaces in between. Just press enter. It says generating public-private RSA key pair. Enter file in which to save the key. You don't need to enter any file name. Please, at this time, press enter without any values. Next step, enter passphrase. Again, no enterings, nothing to be provided. Just press enter. Enter same passphrase again. Again, no enterings, press enter. Okay, so what it says, your identification has been saved in. So please keep in mind this address will be used right now and this address too. So, but this location, this file is called private because do you see it doesn't have pub at the end. It's called private file. So this file will be used in Jenkins. But this file we will open, we will get information from it, but this file is called public and public file will be added to GitHub. Okay, that's the difference. So again, private will be added in Jenkins and public will be added in GitHub settings. Okay. All right, so let's get started. First of all, we have to add information here. So information here, we have to check what branch we're using in this repository. Let me just check. So the branch is called main. Do you see on our GitHub repository, it says main. So which means we have to use main repository. Go back to your Jenkins and please change from master to main. Okay. Don't forget to save from time to apply from time to time, but you can just wait for clicking save. All right, let's make our connection. Let's provide proof on our GitHub repository. So first of all, for GitHub, we will use a key which is located right now in this address. So it says home ubuntu ssh.ssh /id underscore rsa.pub. Please pay attention. Pub should be at the end. So we copy in this location. We're saying cat and then paste your link and press enter. Okay, so we have to copy entire code. Please do not skip any letters, any symbols. So from the beginning till the end. And just copy. Okay. Next step, open your repository. It should be Selenium, for example, AWS. Then go to Settings tab. On the Settings tab, pay attention to the left menu and your attention should be paid to this tab. It's called deploy keys. Right now it says there is no deploy keys for this repository. It's okay. By click on this add deploy key. The title, it's up to you, but I recommend you to always mention like what do you want to integrate with. Let's say Jenkins integration or DigitalOcean or Microsoft Azure, whatever. So let's say on my side it's going to be Jenkins GitHub. Jenkins -GitHub. I need to paste this key that I copy from here. So just copy again, just to be sure, and paste. And we have to make this selection. So select the checkbox, allow write access. So yeah, because if you want to update our repository or get information, so it's better to allow write access. Add key. Confirm access. Yeah, this is okay. I can confirm my access. I can enter my password, or I can select if password and username were saved. I can select my username and then confirm password, because this information is really important and secure. All right, so what it says, deploy keys. I have Jenkins -GitHub. This is the description of this scope. So unfortunately, you will not be able to copy or like open or edit your SSH key right now. No, it's impossible. But the key is um, already enabled, already waiting for future connection from Jenkins. All right, so we are getting back to our Jenkins. And please pay attention to this one. So when you pasted your repository, you should get this error message. If you click my credentials, we have nothing right now, but we will add, we will see credentials very soon. So right now, pay attention here, add, just click add and then click Jenkins. So this is called Jenkins credentials provider. Just click on it. Okay, this window is about adding credentials to Jenkins. Credentials, it means that if we have username for GitHub, let's say on my side it's CODDYCA, on your side will be your credentials, your username. How to check the username? Actually, it's here. So if you open your repository, yeah, before your /, this is your username that you have to use in your Jenkins integration. Okay, this one is okay. So this is global credentials. We're not doing anything because we don't have any other options. The next step, kind. So we have to select by username with password. Just click on it. And we have to select second option on top. It's called SSH username with private key. Just click on it. Okay, just wait a little bit. And then we have this scope. We're not changing here. Scope should be the same. ID. It's up to you, but I'm usually doing this ID, like GitHub SSH key or something that you can explain your ID between Jenkins and between GitHub, for example. So GitHub -SSH-key will be okay. Description, I don't know, description CA or description, up to you. So it might be your GitHub username. And after that, username should be specified at the username from GitHub. Okay, so just either copy and paste or provide it here. Treat username as secret. No, we don't need to select by this check mark. Private key, yes. So private key, just select enter directly. Just click on it, and then you will be able to see no stored value, which is okay. Now it's time to pay attention on the right side. Just click by add button. You will see a small, like tiny open field, but it's okay. Now we have to get back to our Ubuntu terminal. Remember, for Jenkins, we open and copy and pasted this key. It's called ID_RSA.pub, public key. But now it says a private key. So private key has no PUB at the end. So actually it's the same key, like the same ID_RSA, but without pub at the end, extension, pub extension. So copy it, then say cat, paste, and you will expect a bigger code, like a bigger, look at this. So begin open SSH private key, and end open SSH private key. So please copy from the beginning, including begin open SSH private key, including these dashes, hyphens, including. So from the beginning till the end, including the last hyphen, last dash, okay? Just copy it, copy everything. Go back to your Jenkins and paste it. It's not a problem, the key is not visible and not fully visible on the screen, which is okay. We don't need to add anything here in the passphrase. We just need to select add. But please, before that, check one more time. Global credentials, SSH username with private key, global Jenkins, whatever, SSH, global GitHub SSH key. Here it should be something yours, and here should be your username from Jenkins. Okay, enter key directly, and we have to click add. Right now, as you can see, we still have this issue with GitHub, but because we didn't specify our credentials, we added them, but we didn't select them. It's still none. So, but if you click by none, you'll be able to see that the username and description were added. So we have to select by this value. After that, do you see this error message has gone, right? It's not visible. So what does it mean? It means that, guys, right now, Jenkins and GitHub have beautiful connection. So they have a secure connection using SSH key, private and public. And now we will be able to get information from our repository without any additional requests, without any additional installations. Now we need to specify our build, the command lines in the build, and that's it. So, okay, right now we just need to check again. We have description, Git, we don't need to change anything here. Please check one more time. The branch specifier should be main or any other branch that you can have in your Git repository. On my side, it's main. I have only one branch, right? So we have to specify this branch after asterisk and forward slash. All right, my friends, I think this is pretty much done for this second part of the video. Jenkins installation, plugins, GitHub and Jenkins integration. And the next video will be the last one, part number 3. And in that video, I will show you how can we run our tests. We will update our build. We will provide commands for that, and we should get a good message and the proper output from Selenium, from Jenkins, from Python about our Moodle application manipulations. Okay, so thanks for watching. See you in the next video.